Parent, if you feel like your teenager or young adult kid has completely lost their hope for the future, they're constantly saying things like, what's the point? I don't even care. Nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to work out. I want to say to you, please do not lose your hope for them. Because when it comes to hope, with the right tools, strategies, and approaches, you can absolutely help your teenager or young adult kid reclaim and elevate their hope for the future, be excited about life, be excited about what is to come, and believe in themselves again. And this is exactly what we're going to discuss in this video. I will share with you a three-step process grounded in research in psychology to show you how you can apply this process to your children right now to help them reclaim and elevate their hope for the future, start to believe in themselves again, and become reignited, be excited about their future. And this three-step process is exactly what I use with the teenagers and young adults in my coaching program with incredible transformation and results. Life trajectories completely change. So I'm really excited to discuss and share this with you that you can apply today to help your kid reclaim and elevate their hope. Okay, so who am I to discuss this? In case we haven't met yet, my name is Dr. I, AI. I'm a former award-winning college professor turned life coach. I specialize in serving teenagers and young adults, helping them overcome a few major life challenges, such as procrastination, lack of motivation, screen addiction, self-doubt, self-insecurity, fear of failure. I also help them enhance their executive functioning skills so that they can elevate their confidence and motivation and achieve success in school and beyond, regardless of their current challenges. I have been doing this work for 20 years, and here are some places that my work has been featured. I just want to share with you real quick so that you know I'm not making anything up. So here's an article interview with me by Forbes. So such a great honor. And here is another one of me doing my TEDx talk, which has been featured in the main TED platform. In this talk, I discussed the missing links in education. So here is another one. I had the great honor to be interviewed by Glamour magazine for a series called Daring to Disrupt. And I also had the great honor to be the keynote speaker a few years ago for Adobe Education Summit. I was actually the opening keynote to hundreds of educators from all over the globe. This was me a few years ago giving another talk at a different Adobe Education Summit. So here are some additional pictures of me speaking on different stages in different countries, talking as me. That's me talking about how we can better serve young people so that your children can have a bright future by the time they graduate from school. And so here is another one of me collaborating with LinkedIn. So that is a gift box they give me, and there's me and receiving a shout out from LinkedIn. Okay, so not to brag, but to really show you, to contextualize everything I'm about to share with you, to show you the quality of my work. Okay, thank you so much. So let's get started with today's training, how to reignite your children's hope for the future. And so before I dive into the three-step process that I shared with you earlier, and I want to first demystify the conventional hope-based approach to transformation. Okay, so let me share this with you. What do I mean by demystifying the conventional hope-based approach to transformation? Let me explain. First, let's look at the definition of hope and from dictionary. So when we use the word hope as a noun, so hope describes a feeling of expectation and desire of a certain thing to happen, right? You know, I have 3 boys, I'm a mom, and we definitely, as parents, we hope for the best. We want our children to have a better future, better, higher quality of life, happier, easier life, more success, everything, right? Better than us. And so that is a feeling of certain positive expectation. Something good is going to happen. When hope is used as a verb, and similar, right? We want something to happen, something mostly positive to happen, right? I hope this, I hope that, so something to happen. And I'm not sure about you. I myself, I'm based in the United States. I feel like globally and our society really conditions us to be positive, right? And hope for the best. Be optimistic, be positive, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think it is a good thing. You definitely want to be optimistic. You want to hope. You want to pray. And I myself, I believe in prayer. However, when it comes to our children's positive behavioral changes regarding specific challenges such as no motivation, procrastination, screen addiction, fear of failure, no life direction, many of those challenges, let me say this, hope alone is not an effective strategy for change. We can hope for a long time. The challenges that your kid is struggling with will not disappear as a result of our hope. Okay, please let that sink in. And with that, and I want to, and this, like, if I can add one more thing, this is what I hear from parents all the time, and that really breaks my heart. When I have conversations with parents, and like they, again, there's no judgment. I know how hard it is to be a mom, to be a dad, to be a grandparent. So yeah, and people say that, oh, I hope everything will be better. You know, I hope next year will be better. My kid will be older next year. Everything will be better. I hope. But ask yourself, how has hope alone been serving you, your family, and your children? Yeah, I know for the challenges that my children are struggling with, hope alone didn't really help. We have to do something about it, right? So that is the first point. And the second point I want to explain to really help you understand why the conventional hope-based approach to positive behavioral change is wrong is based on this book, one of my favorite books that I read last year, Immunity to Change. And this whole book, as always, I will link the book in the description box in case you want to check it out. So this whole book talks about why change is so hard to happen. Immunity to change. And so some of the two very important concepts introduced in the book are technical challenges or technical change and adaptive. So you can think of adaptive as psychological or mindset, right? And so there are two types of challenges, technical challenges and psychological or mindset related challenges or change that we want to make. So oftentimes a common problem that we make is that we rely on technical means to solve a psychological challenge. Let me explain this to you. It's not that hard to understand. So I'm going to use weight loss as an example, right? And when you think about weight loss, almost so many of us, we know what we need to do. We need to exercise more. We need to eat better, sleep more, and have a healthier lifestyle, right? So that is almost common knowledge. And however, why do we still have so many people struggle with weight challenges and chronic health conditions? Clearly, it is not the technical solutions that we have. If you Google right now, there are hundreds of, if not millions of YouTube channels, podcasts, ebooks, articles, meal plan, best exercise, so much information, so many resources. Many of them are solid, are good, and free. So why all of those technical solutions cannot help us solve the weight problem, obesity issue, cannot help us solve this? Because for many people, weight loss is not necessarily a technical challenge. It is actually a mindset or psychological or adaptive challenge. You know, I myself, and I was trying to lose weight after every single pregnancy. I know I got the best meal plan, I got the best exercise machine, but I wasn't using any of them because I had lots of psychological barriers, mindset blocks that were actually stopping me from taking advantage of the technical resources that I did have. So in this case, we are trying to use a technical means to solve a psychological problem, such as weight loss. It does not work. Ask yourself regarding your children's challenges, are you using a technical means to solve a psychological or mindset challenges. I will never forget, this was a few years ago. I had a conversation with a mom and her kid, I think her son, and just really, really afraid of failures, really, really afraid of rejections, and really, really afraid of stepping outside his comfort zone. So what the mom did was that she actually purchased a really big poster. The poster is about growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. So what the mom did was that she was trying to use a technical means, which is a poster, to solve a psychological challenge, which is that I'm afraid to fail. I'm afraid of stepping outside my comfort zone. Let me tell you, it did not work. It didn't work because to solve a psychological means, we absolutely cannot just rely on technical means. We have to use a combination of technical means and psychological means. Okay, so let me give you another example. Another mistake that people make is that we are using psychological means to solve technical challenges. So one example I have here is Facebook ads. So I run my own coaching business and I work with teenagers and young adults one-on-one in my coaching program. I love my work, in case you couldn't tell. So for quite a few years, I was running paid advertising on Facebook and sometimes on Google to advertise my business. And I'm a people person. I'm a coach. I love working with young people, having conversations with people. So numbers, not really my thing. So I hired a team to help me run Facebook ads. But I didn't know anything regarding Facebook ads. So if you know anyone who runs like paid advertising on any social media platform, there are going to be challenges. Why? Because algorithms are always changing. The platform is always changing. So there are always challenges. So almost all the challenges are technical challenges. And what I did was that I was like, every time I ran into a challenge, so instead of educating myself regarding the numbers, the key performance indicators, become really educated and informed about the situation, I was relying on psychological means, which was I prayed, I hoped, which is good, but I take no action regarding this challenging situation, so which didn't really help. So in this case, just relying on psychological means to solve a technical challenge is also not enough. We need a combination of psychological support and technical support to solve technical challenges. Okay, and this is exactly what I do with the young people in my coaching program. And we really look at the specific challenge, and I come up with psychological means and technical means to help them solve the challenge. So going back to what we're talking about here, you can see if you are only relying on hope, which is a psychological solution, it is not going to help you with technical challenges. In my case, the Facebook ads example. So then again, ask yourself, are you using hope alone to help your kid to overcome procrastination, to overcome screen addiction? If you are doing that, let me ask you again, I'm not trying to be mean here, like this is kind of how I coach my students, right? How has that been working for you? Relying on hope alone to help you solve the technical challenges in your children's lives? Probably not that well, right? So that is the first point, demystifying the hope-based conventional approach. It doesn't work really well in terms of helping our children overcoming their specific challenges. Okay, so I just explained to you what doesn't work. So now let's look at what does work. So this is actually the 3-step process, as I mentioned earlier. Hold on, give me 1 second. Thank you so much. You know, this is a real human being video. So the 3-step process is actually called hope theory. Isn't that amazing? And this is in such contrast to the conventional hope-based approach, right? So that is kind of a feeling, right? Like a feeling, a desire for something positive to happen. So here, this is actually an equation or formula that scientists actually figure out. If you have 3 elements, if you have A, B, C, hope is a natural byproduct. How amazing is that? So created by Dr. Charles Snyder. So let me explain the 3 elements to you. And for each element, I will also show you how you can apply this specific element to your children's life. Okay. So the very first one is called, the very first element for hope theory is goal thinking. And if I can say this is the most important one. And this is also the biggest roadblock for lots of young people. If you have been following my work for quite some time, and you know I always say this, your kid does not have a motivation crisis or procrastination crisis. Your kid has, listen carefully, your kid has a future clarity crisis. This is why. So goal thinking is that you have a clear and desired direction that you actually want to work toward. Right? So for many of your children, they don't even know what they want to do. They have no dreams, no goals, no aspiration. They just don't know. They're just like existing in life. What do you want to do? I don't know. What is your dream? I don't know. What is your goal? I don't know. Long-term goal, 5-year goal, 3-year goal? I don't know. So here's something about the brain. When your brain is so confused about, okay, where are we going? Your brain doesn't know. A confused mind does not take action. So on the surface level, it seems like your kid is just like such a procrastinator, right? Doesn't take any action, is always lost in social media, video games. It seems like that on the surface level, but that is actually not the real reason. The real reason your kid is hopeless regarding their future, not taking any action, is because they have no future clarity. And I can stand here and share stories after story to share with you how so many young people in my coaching program, video game, like isolating in their basement, playing video games, not sleeping. And as soon as I help them gain that clarity regarding their future, life trajectory is changed, and that is pretty amazing. And so imagine for you, right, when you drive a car, and if you don't even know if you are, where is the destination? Are you going to Washington, D.C., which is where I'm based in, or are you actually going to California, or are you driving to Florida, or going to a different country? If you don't even know where you are going, what do? You do nothing. Therefore, procrastination, right? So when you are really confused about where are you going, you do not take action. So you procrastinate. The more you procrastinate, the less hope you have regarding yourself and your future. So it is such a downward spiral for most young people due to this lack of clarity regarding their future. That's why in my coaching program, the very first thing that I work with every single young person is to gain clarity. Clarity regarding who you are, that self-awareness, and clarity regarding your future. What do you want in life? And another thing is that lots of young people know, I don't want this, I don't want that. But what do you want? You told me what you do not want, but what do you actually want? People are so confused. So this is really important. If you want your kid to reignite their hope for the future, believe in themselves, they must have a clear goal. The second one, it is called pathway thinking. Now you have, okay, I'm going here. So the second natural step is pathway thinking. Do you actually have a game plan? A roadmap? When you run into challenges, roadblocks, what are you going to do? Can you predict some roadblocks? What are you going to do when this is not working, that is not working? What is a game plan, right? So I have a very simple illustration here. So this person here, this is where your kid is, right? So maybe they're feeling hopeless and they don't even know. This is the very first step. Transformation happens in self-awareness, right? And your kid must know where they are, right? In other words, transformation starts with transparency. When your kid can be transparent with where they are, their current situation, now let's talk about where you want to go. If you don't even, like when you are navigating, right, when you use a map, the very first thing you need to enter in the map is where you are now. That is the very first thing. And the second is where you are going. So that is the first, you now now you know where you are. That's why I told you earlier, the very first step I work with every kid in my coaching program is to really gain that internal self-clarity. Who are you? What do you actually want, right? And B is the destination. It's like the goal thinking. This is my goal. I want to work in data science. And like, for example, my 13 years old, he wants to work in finance. He also loves to be an attorney. He loves talking. He loves engaging in debate. I don't know if he will be that, but that gives him a sense of agency and direction. My 10 years old wants to work in STEM. He wants to be a coder, technology. And so whatever it is, cybersecurity, nurse, psychologist, whatever it is. So now you have a goal. You know where you are now. So how do we close the gap? This is the pathway thinking, a roadmap, a game plan. So from here, you can see again what we discussed earlier, why hope alone is not an effective strategy for change. If your kid is at point A, you can spend the rest of your life hoping and hoping and hope even more. This gap will not be closed because the only way to close this gap is through a specific strategic plan, a game plan. Without a game plan, this gap will not be closed, right? So in the previous slide we discussed, right? If you are using a psychological means, which is to hope, to try to close the gap, it is not going to work. To close the gap, you will need psychological means and technical means to close this gap. And this is also what I help every single student to create. Now you know where you want to. And now let's have a game plan. That is the second. The third one is agency thinking. When you have goal thinking, now game plan, now is agency. So what this means is that a young person, I'm talking about our children here, so they must believe in their ability to actually use the pathway to execute on the roadmap to achieve the goal. This, from my observation over the last so many years, this is a big block. This is roadblock number one. Once you overcome this, so much easier. This is definitely roadblock number two. Meaning that because so many young people, they are in that kind of helpless situation, they don't feel excited about their future. So what's the point of everything? Especially if they are spending so much time being on social media, playing video games. They're just like so disengaged from real life. And so they do not have lots of agency at all. So let me share with you real quick how, if that is the case for your kid, how can you really activate their sense of agency? And the solution is very simple. So the solution is based on how you are actually creating the pathway. So if the goal is so big, like find a job, become an astronaut, start a YouTube channel, start a business, if the goal is so big, your kid will not feel a sense of agency to execute on the goal. So in order for you to help your kid gain a sense of agency, they must feel like, okay, I can do this. So in order for them to feel like I can do this is that you really want to, if the goal is so big, you want to break down the big goal into smaller milestones, okay? And even if a smaller step is still too big for your kid, you break the smaller one into an even smaller one. So the key here is that you want to make it so small that no willpower, no motivation, like almost like nothing is required in order for your kid to execute. Because the sooner they can execute on something small, the faster they can actually build their agency. If the task is so big, they will feel so overwhelmed, they don't take action. Remember, a confused mind doesn't take action. The goal is so big, there are trillion, gazillion, like milestone steps involved. Your kid will be like, I don't know what to do. So this part definitely takes skills. And because I work with every kid one-on-one, so I can really help them based on their capacity. We really break down big goals into smaller, maybe even smaller one. And this concept is actually based on this book, this process I share with you, and this tiny habit. Again, I'll share the book in the description. So the essence of this book is that you like make it so small that your kid doesn't even have to think about it. Like, this is so small, I could do it, right? So one example mentioned in this book is that if brushing your teeth feels like so hard, can you just brush one tooth? Even if that is too much, can you just like start with like using your toothbrush? Like, just make it so small that no brainer, your kid can do it. Okay, so this is the hope theory, where you can do this goal thinking, pathway thinking, and agency thinking. Hope is a natural byproduct for your kid to have. They will believe in themselves again. They will be excited about their future and what is to come. If you are interested in having your kid work with me one-on-one to go through this process, and let me also say this is only one slice of my entire A to Z curriculum to help a young person overcome procrastination, overcome self-doubt, reclaim and elevate their confidence, motivation, and success. But if you are interested, this is only one slice of the entire curriculum. So anyway, if you are interested in having your kid work with me one-on-one in a holistic manner to help them change the trajectory of their lives, overcome their challenges, so in the description box, there is a link for you to apply and then book a complimentary consultation with me. Okay, every family can book one. Use that. And also, I'm really excited to share with you, in case you haven't discovered this yet, I'm doing a 5-day one-on-one challenge with me. Yes, you heard it, 5-day one-on-one with me. And because after working with young people for more than 2 decades, and I truly discovered personalization is key to transformation. So I want to really personalize the training content for you based on the unique challenges facing your family, your kid. Okay, so it is going to be a 5-day free one-on-one challenge with me. Spots are very, very limited. Okay, I already did it with a few families. Absolutely amazing. And so again, in the description box, use that link to register for the challenge. When you go to the second page, make sure you select a specific time slot for the first day of the 5-day challenge. Okay, and last but not least, if you enjoy this video, definitely check out this video. In this video, I shared a 8-step protocol that literally took me 20 years to discover, that you can watch it for free and apply it now to help you completely eliminate all of your fears in your parenting journey and help you empower you with tools, strategies that you can use today to raise confident, motivated, and successful teenagers and young adults. Check it out, okay? Last but not least, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!